Okay, we are live. I'm very happy to interview Grodzki, co-founder and CEO of BITFARMS. It's a pleasure to have you here. Thank you very much for joining to take part in this interview. Yeah, we have a lot of questions. In my Patreon, I have a big community which is they're invested in different mining stocks and other crypto stocks, and they are asking me for doing an interview with you. And yeah, I'm very happy to do this. So,
Thank you very
Emmy,
much for the time. Thank you, really.
yeah, great. Yeah, can you tell us a little bit about your journey in crypto at BitFarms from the beginning till now?
Yes, why not? As you know, grew up in Argentina, and I did like my master degree in devaluation and inflation here. It is the only way to survive, to do business here. In 2016, I saw BTC and Ethereum for the first time, and well, was totally awesome. Quickly we understood how BTC mining and the economics worked. Since this day, my life changed completely. For the moment that I started to build BitFund with my friend and co-founder Nicolas Bonta, and we started in a garage with $50,000, starting to mine in Ethereum in the Q4 of 2016. I don't remember well, but the price of the Ethereum in this moment was, I don't know,
Probably
$4 or $5.
below $10.
Yeah. Yes, $4 or $5. And we did an experiment for a month. Then we quickly understood that we had to go to North America to find more equipment and cheap energy and try to made improve the scale of the operation. And we found in a forum of crypto mining in the early stage with Matthew Vachon, who is our friend and our co-founder, and who live in the outside of Montreal and had been mining BTC and Ethereum since beginning of 2015. We contacted him, and he and his team helped us to, establish our operation there. And finally, we partnered with him. Together, we begin to professionalize the operations, and the quality of the facilities, understand how we should vertically integrate the operation to be very efficient. That is so important in our industry.
Yes.
2017 was extraordinary, for the BTC was from 700 to 20,000, and we grew fast, very fast, and we understood, that we had to continue professionalizing the structure of the company. It was a time to make a great decision. If we need to make, in this moment was, very trendy, the ICOs for structured companies, especially in our space. And we took the opposite direction. We believe in this moment that made our company public, was the best way. Was very difficult because in this moment, the banks were against crypto and the regulator did not understand what we are doing, right? And we had the vision, we had the vision that sooner or later the financial system, will embrace our space, right? And being a public company, will be the perfect vehicle, for try to reach, huge investment for continuous growing. Our experience of living, with inflation of more than 60% a year, and some year, large devaluation of more than 100% in Argentina, helped to understand how BTC made a revolution in the near future. At the end of 2017, we turned the company public in the Tel Aviv Stock Exchange, was very, very difficult. And we continue to incorporate talent to the team to comply with all the compliance and governance matters, right, for be a public company. We operated the company in Israel for a year, as this was very inefficient. We made the decision that we should do a very complex operation and the listing in Israel, the company, and at the same time listing in Canada in the Toronto Stock Exchange that was more, common sense for operate our facilities in Quebec at the same time, listed our company in the same jurisdiction. Say that our company is the only company in the sector in North America, in United States and Canada who submit, a prospectus from scratch. It's not like a reverse merge or different, strategy for the public. We are the only company who presented the prospectus from scratch, as I mentioned. So from scratch, as I mentioned, and the only company who is audited with a Big Four auditor. In our case, we worked with Ernst & Young in Israel, and we are working since the inception in Canada with PricewaterhouseCoopers. That is great, for the institutional investor, more cleaner, more sophisticated. Well, to end the story of the company, we have been working to list on NASDAQ, as all the investors knew, for the last 6 months. And we are very, very, very close. It's like, it's almost like, a reality. We are very, very proud of that, and I believe that the next days we can deliver to the investor the news that we are almost there. Wow. I can talk more about that.
I know this. Some don't talk about this. I mean, that's great. That's great for the investors, because I think the liquidity gap between the US exchanges and Canadians or other exchanges is big. We have seen this. I think Riot and Mara had a big advantage because of this. But on the operating side, I think a company like BITFARMS has more experience, has done a great job in the last few years, and I think it's fair to be there and to compete with these US Nasdaq miners. And that sounds great. And we're looking forward to hear from you soon about this topic, because I think this is right now the missing part for all these Canadian miners to get to Nasdaq.
Well, I believe that all of them, trying to get in Nasdaq as soon as possible. I believe that we will be the first one. And I believe that we deserve that, because from all the peers, in Nasdaq and the Toronto Stock Exchange, I don't know why, but I believe that our company have, a learning curve from the last 5 years, and we really have, a vertical integrated company who takes care, of all the matters for be efficient. And the other peers, they succeed for sure, regarding his market capital. But in other way, I believe that they need to suffer the learning curve, and they are trying to establish his own operation. And we have a huge, huge advantage in this way. And say that we have an awesome team, with humble people who like to work, every day to push the company and succeed, for, the fiduciary responsibility for deliver to the investor, the best result that is possible, right?
Yeah, great. I mean, you're operating a real company. I think you have something like 90 employees or something like this.
Yes, we are almost 100 people. Mm-hmm. that is distributed in different ways. For example, we have a subsidiary called Volta, It's a professional company that we acquired 3 years ago for being more efficient. And this company is operated with 50 people. It's an electrical installment high voltage company who take care about all the design of the facilities, the build out, and the maintenance. Say that, it's like we have our own electrician team ready for, take care about our operation. Our consumption is really, it's awesome, in terms of the amount of electricity that we use, right? Yeah. And we have 10 people in the management for comply, the finance team. Well, we have our president, chairman, our board in place with most of them, independent board members. And we have another 40 people who take care, the operation, technicians, on site in each, facility. And this is very interesting. We have our own laboratory with 10, people working for repair the machines, day by day for keep high the hash rate. This is very important. And in the same way, our laboratory take care about all the research, for new miners, new model of miners, new brand of miners, for test them, and when we bought them, when we buy them, we are secure that they are working properly, right? And in this way, I believe that in the next weeks, we will have a very interesting news regarding our laboratory that is a very professional. And we have inside the company a software factory who since 4 years ago started to design our own management software system who allow to barrier, every chip of every miner in every facility, in Quebec or in other parts of the world, and barrier every 3 seconds, every chip. Say that, the system can deliver the proper information for our technician, and the technician understood pretty well in which facility, in which rack, in which row, the miner fail or don't mine properly.
Yeah, that sounds very efficient. Great. I mean, today there were some very good news about new miner purchase of 6300 S19 6600 S19J Pro Bitmain miners. Yes. I mean, in the last time you bought a lot of MicroBTs, I think, but now you're going with Bitmain, which is very interesting. And you told us it's for the expansion in Quebec, where you said, okay, you want to build a Sherbrooke facility there. The next phases with like 66 megawatts. Can you tell us a little bit about these miner purchase and the expansion in Quebec, which is planned?
Yes, perfect. I like to clarify something. I believe that the space need to be more transparent, and our duty, in front of the investor need to be to teach them, in this way they can learn, how work our industry, for take the best decision. And I believe that our soon, introduction in NASDAQ will deliver, transparency in the market. That I believe that being, a public company is super important. And we have different facilities. We have, this is very interesting, the first facility that we built, in 2017 is already live. We have Cowansville with 4 megawatt, and we are working to expand to 17 megawatt. We have Farnham with 10 megawatt, Magog 10 megawatt, and we adding, the next month 2 megawatt more for reach 12 megawatt. Saint Hyacinthe with 15 megawatt, Sherbrooke with 30 megawatt, the new facility in Sherbrooke with 66 megawatt, and Argentina with 210 megawatts. And we have in USA like a buffer with 20 megawatt hosting. That is a total of 358 megawatt. We consume today 69 megawatt plus 10 megawatt of hosting, 79 now megawatt. we will end the 2021 with 168 megawatt and the end of 2022 with 358 megawatts. This is like, you know, the completely resume and breakdown of all the energy that we use and we will use in the next months.
Great. That's a lot of energy.
Well, it's a lot of energy for take care. It's a huge responsibility, and it's a pleasure for continuous, you know, learning how dealing with this, you know, amount of energy to have, you know, secure employees and secure facilities. We never had, you know, a problem there. That is awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, you announced, I think a few weeks ago, or was it 2 months ago, about this big purchase of Watts miners for the next year. So it looks like you already secured a big batch of miners, because I think you're well aware of this chip shortage which is right now happening. Yeah, what can you tell us about this, and how affects this your operations and your expansion?
Perfect. Well, I believe that this is part of the strategy that we take care. Okay. We can make an interruption because I have a people in the other
Mm-hmm.
office, and I like to please to, you
Okay,
know, move because yes, please. Yeah.
okay, so please continue about the chip shortage and yeah, your big batch you secured.
Well, as our experience, you know, in the market since 2000, you know, since the end of 2016, we have a good connections, you know, with all the provider of miners, with the principal provider as Watts Miner and Bitmain. And we understood, you know, at the beginning of the COVID that the shortage of chips will be a problem for the long-term growth in our industry. I believe that our industry is like, you know, 1 month in our industry is like 1 year in other industries. Say that we need to, you know, to act super fast. And we saw, you know, this problem in advance, and we like, you know, we are in this moment we are working, you know, to upgrading, you know, our listing in Nasdaq. And we took, you know, the strategic decision for, you know, try to organize our purchase for the long-term growth, and say that like to fulfill, you know, at least the basic, you know, growing for to the end of 2022. And I believe that we committed a couple of months ago with investors that we will reach at the end of this year 3 exahash and 8 exahash at the end of 2022 next year. And I feel very comfortable with this objective. We are in the Q2 and we already secure like 2.5 exahash, and we have, you know, the Q3 and Q4 for continue, you know, finding machines for plugging in our facilities, right? And
Yeah.
as I mentioned, you know, the total amount of energy that we have, we can grow, you know, at the end of 2022 more than 8 exahash, right?
Mm-hmm. Great. Yeah, so that's a lot of exahash. I mean, that that sounds insane, but I think yeah, we will have these 10 exahash miners, and yeah, maybe in a few years like 1 gigawatt or something like this. This is crazy how fast this industry growing. Um, yeah, okay. So yeah, you secured a lot of miners. I think yeah, when the stock price is a lot higher, it's more easy to get the cash for these miner. Can you tell us a little bit about how do you want to finance these all these miners? What's the plan here?
Well, I believe that the best benefit of being a public company, especially on Nasdaq, is the access for, you know, capital for continuous growing. As you know, our industry is, you know, it's a high growth, you know, industry, and we need plenty of capital for continuous growing, especially when we took the decision, the very good decision for first time in the life of the company for keep all of the BTC that we mined, you know, for including our balance sheet and try to create, you know, the perfect proxy for the investor for invest in a secure way, in a professional way, in a company who allowed to enlarge his position in BTC along the time, because our vision is that the BTC will continue growing fast, regarding what happened, in the economy, and the tons of trillion of dollars that the United States and Europe, emit for fight, with the COVID. And we will see, that plenty of inflation will come to North America. I spent a couple of months a year in the United States, and the last month, yes, I saw, how the price of the stuff is growing so fast. And I remember, the same situation that happened in Argentina. And I believe that for this reason, the the regulation, it's more mature, and the people, have more easy access for, enter to in our space for, invest in different options for keep safe his money. And I believe that this is a very common question in the market with investor. Why I need to invest in BitFarm, versus keep BTC?
Yeah.
And this is a very interesting question because our company performance for sure, it depends how meter, but it's better than BTC price. In some cases, the double of the performance.
Yeah, the 1 year is, I think BitFarms is 1,100% and Bitcoin is 530% right now, so it's
Yes.
approximately.
Yes, and we are undervaluated, I believe, 6, 7, 8 times versus our peer in Nasdaq, right?
Yes.
Regarding the liquidity and the performance of the market. But I believe that here we have three different scenarios. If the BTC go up, I believe that our balance sheet, all the BTC that we mined, and have, will give us, a best reserves. And we are super efficient, with the current economics. We mined a BTC like $10,000 each, when the price right now is between 55 and 56 spot price, right? We can talk later to the Argentinian project that
Yeah, that
the
was the next
energy,
question.
yeah, that the energy is half of the price that we pay in Canada. Say that we can, reach $5,000 or 4,500, dollars per BTC cost in terms of electricity. And the first scenario is, we will reach better performance than BTC. In the middle scenario, that the price of the BTCs, keep in this range for 2 years or 1 year, we will continue, making money and keep more BTC in our balance sheet. That will create more value in our share. And in the worst case, that BTC, that I don't expect to happen, drop to 20,000, for example, if you hold BTC, you will suffer it, you will have 50% of our or 40% of our money, right? And BitFarm, continues mining more BTC because we are efficient and other miners need to shut down his facilities. And we even, mine BTC with 50% gross margin. That is great, right? And
Yeah.
for this reason, I took this direction with my life the last 5 years with BitFarm. I believe that it's a super great opportunity for invest in this space.
Yes, I wanted to invest in BitFarms in 2018, but it was only available on the Israeli exchange. So I was waiting to be
Yeah.
listed on Canada. Then I was waiting a little bit because it was still in the bear market. But in 2020, I bought a lot. I think the best price was like, 30 Canadian cents. Yeah, now it's at 650 or something like this. So huge increase since the
20
last
times
year.
more, right?
20 times more, yes. I sold a little bit too early, a few shares, but yeah, sometimes you should take profits. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about Argentina. Yeah, what are the plans there? What is the energy source, the location? Can you tell us a little bit about this?
Yes, it's very interesting, the project in Argentina, because we worked the last 15 months for deploy this project and make it happen. Here in Argentina, before the COVID, we suffered a huge crisis, and the production, capacity of energy in Argentina is like 36 gigawatt. It's 36,000 megawatt, okay? And now in the peak times, the grid consumes 50% of the capacity. Say that, 50% of the turbines, or the dams, they are shut down. And we saw a huge opportunity there, and we convinced a huge producer of energy for try to build the more efficient project. Say that we are working in the in all the preliminary studies. We have ready the project. We are working in all the permits, and I believe that in 1 month we begin the build out. And this data center, I believe that will be the first one that will be installed in the same land that is a private place who the company produce the electricity. Say that will be the more efficient way for take energy, because we don't need to take energy from the lines, from the grid, and suffer that, I don't know, in a huge storm 1-3 broke the lines. And that is, say that it's a more secure way for take energy and in the more efficient way. The source of energy is gas, okay, that is more cleaner than other energy that our peers use in United States, like coal and other stuff, that is not good for the environment. And we are working to try to install solar panels in all the roof of the data center for reduce, the consumption, the cost, and the environment impact. And
Okay,
we grew, yeah, sorry.
sounds great. Argentina, I mean, it's a big country. Is it more in the south or in the middle or in the north? I think in the south the temperatures should be better for mining, I think. But I'm not
Well,
sure.
I not be ready for disclosure yet the location, but I can tell you that in Canada we used to dealing with some days with like 27 degrees negative. That is
Hmm.
so cold. And in the summer, we used to deal with sometimes with 35 degrees, that is super hot.
Yes.
And we have, the technologies for dealing with all weather, impact in our data centers.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds great. Yeah, so I'm very exciting for Argentina. I think you said that you want to start within 1 month with building. So when do you think will this facility be complete?
I believe that it's all going well the first month of this year and between the first month of the next year, 2022. It's so soon.
So 12 months, something like this.
Yes, a little less, I believe, between 8 and 10 months, something similar. Yeah.
Okay.
We will see how impact, the COVID situation in the build out and
Mm-hmm.
but I believe that we can do that.
Okay, that sounds great. Can you tell us a little bit about their jurisdiction, Argentina? Because some people raised some concerns about Argentina because of this inflation. And yeah, is it safe to mine there? Can you tell us a little bit about
Yes,
this?
I'm very confident about the jurisdiction. It's very clear. I'm grew here with my friend and co-founder Nicolas Bontan, and we have plenty of contact. And we worked in this project with Pricewaterhouse Argentina for structure, with all the matters that we need to take care for, complete the governance and the compliance. And the contract is for 8 years. the first 4 years is fixed price in US dollar at 2.2 cents. That say that the inflation and the devaluation didn't impact in the contract, and the price of the electricity stable. And the second 4 years is the same formula that is compound the price of the first tranche, the first 4 years, but it depends the price of the gas. That I don't believe that we will suffer, a change in the price. Maybe will be a little higher or a little, lower.
Okay. Yeah, so we're happy about this. Yeah, I think 300 something megawatts in 2022 is huge. And yeah, you will compete with these Nasdaq miners, and you will be a Nasdaq miner too. So we're very excited for this. Yeah, so I have a few other questions here. So we were talking about Nasdaq, which should happen soon.
Very soon.
Very soon. Sounds better. Yeah, then HUD 8 is yeah, lending its BTC to Galaxy Digital or Genesis to earn a yield on this. Is this also planned with your BTC reserves?
Yes, we are working on that with our auditors, and I believe that we will do the same, shortly, because it's a very interesting way for, accumulate more coins, right?
Yeah. Okay, sounds great. Um, so yeah, I received a few questions from my Patreons. I will ask them. In case of an upcoming change in regulation of crypto mining in one of your sites, how good is your connection to local governments to get an early warning or even to have the possibility to co-create the legislation? Keyword lobbyism. So
Well,
we
it's a
were
very
talking
good.
about Argentina, but yeah, maybe a little bit about Quebec.
Well, regarding Quebec and applied to Argentina, I believe that we are the only company in the space that was dealing with the regime, the authority who regulate the energy in Quebec. And when I believe, I remember in 2017 or beginning 2018, Hydro-Quebec received, tons of requests for install new, crypto mining facilities, and they scare, regarding the uh, amount of energy that they receive,
Mm-hmm.
the request. Say that they was concerned, and we upfront, with our team, a huge process during more than 2 years with the regulators in Quebec of energy, and we did so great, and we keep all of our benefit as a large, consumer. And we used to deal, with the government, with the citizenship. We are committed, for continuous working in the best way and contribute to the society, uh, as we can. We had
Okay, great.
we had a problem with about noise, in one of our facilities, and we hired the most experienced expert, for reduce the sound. We reduce it drastically, the sound, and I'm very happy, for working this way, because our people, our team, our board, we are all committed with the environment, and we believe, and I believe that we are, all of our team really believe in that BTC will give to the world, a better, environment, and it's more efficient, and all we knew, the benefit of the crypto space and the distribution, of the hash rate, and all the facts. Say that I believe that we are working in the proper way.
Great. Yeah, you were talking about this noise topic in Sherbrooke. So is this issue solved now, or do you still is there still work ongoing? Can you?
No, we already complete all the tasks, and we reduced the noise drastically, and it was a very interesting learning curve, for improve the standard of our facilities, right? Because it's the first time that we need to resolve a huge problem of amount of noise, and We structure, very interesting walls and panels for absorb and other kind of, exhaust system that is really work perfect.
Okay, great. Yeah, a little bit another question. What are your thoughts on the current price action of miners? Yeah, especially the volatility in these stocks, and yeah, what do you think was is going on there, and where do you see the stock in the future of Bitfarms? Let's say maybe in 1 year or something like this.
Well, regarding the price of the share, you mean?
Yes.
It's very difficult to predict, but I believe that our competitors, are in the range of 30, 40, $50 a share, and I believe that we will reach them very soon, because I saw, especially the last week, how the flow of our competitors, come to our company, and will improve, very fast the volume. And we are working super hard, for improved exposure of our company. We have a great team. We hire a professional investor relationship based in the United States, and we have a PR agency called Yap Global, and based in London. We have a professional social media company for deliver, every morning the news of the company and news of the industry. And I believe that the last 2 3 months we reach, a, a very interesting flow of news and PR for, deliver and try to connect, and let, the investor to be more connect with what happened in our company on the daily basis. I saw the boards and all the chat room, and it's awesome, the amount of people that start to following. And I believe that they are waiting, our app list for see, the result of our hard work, translated in the price of the share, right?
Yeah, we're waiting for this. That's for sure. Yeah, I think it's very important to have these connections also to the retail investors with all your updates you're giving us. With yeah, these updates, how many coins do you have on the balance sheet? What are the results in April and March? I think it's important to connect with the people, to talk to the people, because when you hear nothing, it always feels not so good. And when you hear, okay, we're hearing you, we're working on this uplisting, we're buying miners, we're hodling more bitcoins, it gives you a better feeling as an investor. Because when the stock is very volatile, I mean, Bitfarms is doing well right now, but some other competitors, I'm investing in a lot of these companies. Yeah, they're pretty much down right now, and for me, I think it's no problem. I'm focused on the fundamentals, and I have seen this before, so it's no problem. But there are a lot of new investors in my community, and yeah, sometimes it's very difficult to hold when there is panic on the streets. Yeah, it's not based on fundamentals. It's just fear, or it's altcoin season right now, so people are leaving some stocks there and go to the altcoins and maybe come back. So it's very
Mhm.
volatile, and I think these yeah these
Well, it's part of the mature, the maturation of the market, of the, understanding of the investor. And I believe that it's very important to say that we are here, since 5 years. We are truly believers in the BTC technology and the benefit, and we are long term here. We don't speculate. With my co-founder, we never sold one share of the company the last 5 years. We are fully committed, and I believe that our professional team really feel, uh, that what mean, the BTC and what we are doing. And when the people ask me, Amy, what you are doing, because most of the people is not related with the crypto mining industry, right? And I try to explain that we are building the infrastructure of the economy of the future. And I believe that we saw only the peak of the iceberg, and we feel and we understood how the institutional investors start to invest and enter in our space. And it's just the beginning. I believe that we will have an awesome journey the next years, and we are fully committed. It's not only money. We have our ambition in the best place for continuous developing the industry in the better
Yeah, I feel
position.
this. This is really great to have these crypto OGs here as a CEO and co-founder. Yeah, I think we should have talked earlier, a few months earlier. That so
Well,
I'm
I don't used to talk, with the journalists and exposure my image.
mhm,
Uh, the last years, I was super busy, I don't know, 16 hours a day, working with a team, pushing and building the company. And I believe that we took different strategy than our competitors that first, promote the company and then figure out a way how they need to build, the company. I believe that is long term, this our commitment as the CEO of Bitfan, and I talk not only on behalf of me, I talk on behalf of my team that is, awesome the way that they, grow on the daily basis. And well, I believe that it's just the beginning of the new era, and we are here for continuous pushing.
yeah, I think the same. I think we're very early, so we will. I think we will see completely other prices in the future. But yeah, let's see how this all plays out. So where do you see BitFarms in the next 3 or 5 years? I mean, you disclosed a lot of mining hardware. Do you see other yes, some competitors they're moving a little bit into DeFi, Ethereum, or investments into this direction, or will you stay a pure Bitcoin miner?
Well, it's a very good question. Uh, I believe that we are working super hard for complete, our app list and finally our structure, for be there and have more liquidity, more market cap value. We have plenty of ideas for explore different business for enlarge, the suite of companies and services regarding our space for make BitFarm more bigger. It's
Mm-hmm.
part of our plan. We
Okay.
have we have plenty of connection because since 2016 we are related with all the people who deploy this industry, and fight and teach the regulator and the auditors, and we saw too many business that we like to get in, and try to help to capitalize and build, with our experience. But I believe that our first commitment is complete uh, the amount of objective that we committed with investors. This is the main focus. And when we finish, the app list, I believe that we will have more room for thinking in other alternative
Yes,
business.
this is the next dimension, I think. Okay, so one last question, I think, and then yeah, it's more than 40 minutes right now, so very good interview. So can you a little bit tell us a little bit about who you are? Do you have any hobbies, or who is Amy Grodzki? Do you want to talk a little bit about this, or is
Well,
this too private?
no, we can talk about that. I am an entrepreneur. My passion is continuous learning, and I have a wife. I have two daughters, 22, 16, and one son with 12 years old. I like to spend time with my family. We like sports, like surf, snowboard. I try to run, every day 1 hour for keep safe, my mind and my body. And I like to spend time with my friends, and we are Argentinians and we love the barbecues and spend good time, and sometimes grab a good wine with family and friends. I believe that is a good
Yeah, that's a
question.
good combination. I think when you have time, but with 16 hours a day, it's gonna be difficult. Okay. So, do you want to say something to the investors, or do you have a last statement about BitFarms or something like this? Or why do the people should invest in BitFarms? I think there were a lot of reasons in this interview, but maybe you have to say something more.
No, I don't like to repeat
Mm.
again, but I believe that no, nothing. I like to say thanks to all the investors that follow our company, include you, and we are happy, because it's like we starting to see the result of our hard work, and we are, upgrading our audience. I saw, like in stock tweets, we have more than 12,000 followers, like, same followers that other companies who had, $70 billion valuation, and some days we are, trending, and this is a very good signal that we are, continuous working in the right way. And I believe that we are fully committed with investors to continuous pushing forward the company and continuous learning in this industry and try to deliver the best result. We will release, I believe, in the end of May, our Q1 2022, and I believe that will be awesome, the result, in comparison with the 22 2021 result and our peer result. And I believe that will be a great opportunity for, so, the investor, the benefit for investing in our company. And only thank you.
Okay, so thank you very much. I will end this interview here. Yeah, thank you very much, Amy Grodzki.